Okay. Hold on. I don't believe it. Oh, wow. Lincoln. All right, hold on, JR. Here we go. Folks, we got the breaking news. Yeah, I'm aware, everybody. Yep. Okay. Great work. There we go, JR. Just sent it to you. Wow, we do have breaking news here, folks. Breaking news. Breaking news indeed. Yep. Wow. We'll get to you right now. Breaking news on CCRI. And I'm going to tell you about it in just a moment. Share that you are watching. Great work by law enforcement. David Sammartino was on it. Okay, let me get rid of that. Pin that. Great job by Eric. And we're going to stand by and we're going to bring you the breaking news. Oh, there I am. All right, now JR, hold on. There you go. Connected. Okay, that's all we needed. All right, we have breaking news, folks. I'm just waiting for the go-ahead, and then I'm going to bring you all of the breaking news right now. You're going to want to share this as my we are live, folks, at 106. This is huge. This is the real news. This is real breaking news. As a matter of fact, it is Thursday. It is Thursday, March 6th, and we have breaking news that right now they have one in custody, and there was someone. I want to go to this. Let's see. Students at CCRI. Now, right now, it's 106. So we're on Facebook and YouTube and also on X. Share that you are watching. We're going to give you the latest now. Students at CCRI, both Lincoln and Warwick, were told to shelter in place. I'm going to give credit to Chris Palmer and Eric of our command center. Great work by local state police, subject in custody, possession of a firearm, CCRI Lincoln. I want to repeat, subject in custody, CCRI Lincoln campus in possession of a handgun. Now, we have no information, and this is really important. We have nothing that leads us to believe there's anything going on at the Warwick campus. I want to repeat this at 107. There is nothing that leads us to believe that there is any activity at the CCRI Warwick campus. This sounds like it was contained to the Lincoln campus. They've had a shelter in place. Suspect is in custody. Police units searching the campus, the Lincoln campus now. So I'm still getting messages from people. Folks, pay attention. At Lincoln, suspect reportedly ran into the building, and then state police and Lincoln police searching the building. I want to also, folks, I want to use this opportunity. Some people don't realize this. You have to be so cautious. The amount of people that are sending messages saying active shooter. There is no evidence of that at all. This sounds like it was contained to the Lincoln campus. I want to repeat now. Lincoln CCRI campus. Staff requesting assistance on assault with a knife at the bus stop. That's how it started. Lincoln police, state police responded. I would imagine they have campus security as well. Suspect reportedly ran into the building. So police started searching the building. Suspect reportedly has possession of a handgun. I want to repeat, this is the Lincoln campus, not Warwick. I may have to keep repeating this. If our moderators could put that in the chat. This is breaking news at 1:09 on this Thursday. Police have in custody Lincoln campus of CCRI. It is true. Suspect ran in. Now, apparently, there's nothing showing in Warwick. Nothing. So, but this is, we will expect to get some update. There is several things at 1:09 right now. This is the real news. It's 1:09 on this Thursday. Let's get rid of. We don't want people to panic. There is no evidence that anything happened at the CCRI Warwick campus. None. There's no evidence that there was any shots fired at Lincoln. I'm not hearing of any emergency vehicles. Is it true, apparently, someone in possession of a firearm ran into the Lincoln CCRI campus in possession of a firearm? That does appear to be true, but we're also learning that the Rhode Island State Police have the suspect in custody. And we believe it's a he, the individual possession of a handgun. So right now, we have a very large audience. We're the only ones that are live right now. We're the only ones that are live. Folks, it is so important right now. No one should panic. Everybody calm down. I understand it is alarming. If you're a parent and you have a child at the war campus, everyone, it is true they were in a shelter in place out of precaution. But everybody calm down. Everyone, the situation seems to be in control. That is, I am giving you absolutely the latest right now. So shelter in place was ordered, and everyone has it now. And I believe out of precaution, they're doing both campuses, meaning Lincoln and CCRI. I want to repeat, we have no reason to believe that there's any danger. And by the way, or any danger to anyone in Lincoln as well. It's so important that people in a moment like this, at a 1:11, folks, I implore you to put out accurate information. Right now, we have no reason to believe that there is any danger at all. It is true, and that is frightening. Don't get me wrong. It is frightening to learn that someone penetrated the CCRI Lincoln campus in possession of a firearm. Of course, that's upsetting. But it would seem that they have the individual right now in custody. So that's where things stand. At 1:12, so important right now, and I don't mind in a situation like this. And I don't know how many mods we have in the chat right now. Folks, it's so important. This is where people get unglued. This is where rumors just spread like wildfire. And I have been getting it. I mean, obviously, people are telling me, good work. Command Center, Eric locked it down. Warwick clear, all activity was Lincoln. Yes, Warwick is clear. Thank you. David did flag it. But I really, folks, you have to be cautious. It is a shelter in place. And I know it is. Listen, that's concerning. Of course it is. But these people that jump to, look at this, these people that jump to active shooter, there's no evidence at all. I do appreciate all these people that have contacting me. I'll go through all of these later. Yes, it is true. But no, there was no active shooter. Wrong. I don't even like saying that because then sometimes people don't pay attention. And then they just know there is no gunman at CCRI. All right, maybe I'll answer the questions now. That is exactly right, Nick. Yep. Possible. And it was. It was someone with a firearm. Now, we'll learn more this afternoon. Yes, but it is possible suspect with a weapon. Other campuses not impacted. There's also a Newport campus, I believe, for CCRI, and there's also a Providence campus. I want to repeat, this is breaking news at 1:14 on this Thursday, and it's very alarming. Now, admittedly, I don't know about the lay of the land as far as how someone got in. There's many questions here. How did they enter the building? Number one. Number two, are they a student at CCRI? Is it connected to what happened at the bus stop? I am seeing people, what's going on at CCRI? 12 police cars running into the building, state police on scene. Okay, they wanted to be cautious, but just so everyone understands, it is true. Yes, it did happen at CCRI Lincoln. In both campuses, as far as we know, Lincoln and Warwick, right by the mall, by Midland Mall, went into lockdown. But by all accounts, yep, possible suspect, and he did have a weapon, as a matter of fact. The individual did have a weapon. Now, it is the Lincoln campus. Thank you, Brian. Thank you to everyone. Yep, Lincoln campus, 1:15. Folks, I want to repeat now. Yes, it is true. And it is alarming. It is alarming in hearing this. And I can see where people, of course, every parent would be upset about this. Every student would be upset about this. So, yep, look at that. You're the only one reporting this. No mention. Why would I be surprised? The same station down the dial, 3 hours, the highway was closed, barely a mention. I want to repeat right now at 1:16 on this Thursday, and we are live on our Facebook page, on our YouTube page, on our X page. We're also live on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM, and we're live on our website, depetro.com. Right now at 1:16, they're going to lift it. They're going to lift it. Listen, for all the people that are messaging me, why not tune in? And therefore, I'm giving you live, accurate information. There's a lockdown at CCRI. It will be lifted. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. Thank you, Carlos. Let's make sure we get accurate information in the chats as much as can be. And I get, but everybody's got to, I'm not trying to minimize. Thank you. Everybody's got to chill out. But you're making, yes, I am aware. CCRI on lockdown. They have someone in custody in Lincoln. And it is true. Now, I want to check right now at 1:17. Again, we have breaking news. And there is, in fact, okay, I didn't know that. I can't be everywhere. There's also an active manhunt in Cumberland. Yep. CCRI shelter in place. Let's take one breaking news in a moment. Folks, this is the real news. Now, we're live each weekday between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Why? Live, real time. You're not going to get this information at the McGreed propaganda down the dial. I want to repeat. Let me see. I want to see if the Rhode Island State Police have put out any type of information. Sometimes they might do it on their, nope, they don't have anything. Okay, well, that's one thing. Massachusetts State Police is a little more aggressive in that manner, but they don't have anything. But I'm telling you, by all accounts, the command center has this nailed down. Folks, at 1:18, this is why people tune in to Road Patrol Live. This is why we give you news in real time as it's happening. I'm very glad. I was initially on my way to Warwick, and I'm glad I didn't go because then we've learned now it's the Lincoln campus. So now as we speak, as I am here delivering this, the rest of the media are making their way to the Lincoln campus. Now, right now it's 118. I want to repeat for those that are just tuning in, and I get it. People are tuning in at different times. The audience keeps growing. On top of that, people go to lunch at different times. I get that. But right now, yes, it is true that both CCRI campuses, I'm sure out of a precaution, went into lockdown. They did, as a matter of fact. So there I am. So, okay. I see JD, my daughter is there and terrified. Students of the college see text messages. Well, I want to address that. I don't know if it scared them. Listen, if you're at CCRI and you're a student, you're an adult. They have shelter in place. It shouldn't have scared everybody. Joe Healy, you're the only one reporting this. The other two stations haven't mentioned a word of it. I don't know. There are two other stations. Thank you, Anne Marie. There's everybody on YouTube. And then we have our X community, and then obviously our Facebook community. Folks, this is what it's about. This is why it's helpful right now for people to be able to get real news. Do we have 1,400 watching on X, and then obviously we have more on YouTube and on Facebook. But I want to repeat, because people are tuning in at different times. Right now at 1:20 on this Thursday, a shelter in place went out to all students at CCRI. They have a suspect in custody at the Lincoln campus. The Lincoln CCRI campus, an armed suspect is in custody, walked into the CCRI Lincoln campus with a firearm. Now, I'm hearing from, as you can imagine, I have different sources within both state police and Lincoln police. And I want you to understand one of the benefits of Road Patrol Live, as many of you know, is we interact with police literally on a nightly basis. And it's times like this that it comes in handy. A very respected member of Lincoln Police Department, plus our command center, reached out to me and said, "You're the only one that we know can get this out there. We have someone in custody." And then Eric at our command center confirmed it. Now, that was at 1 o'clock. Right now, at 1:21, I'm seeing the rest of the media. Actually, no, some of the media is still reporting that they're on lockdown. All right, so they're not up to speed as of yet. But here's what we know. Students at CCRI being told to shelter in place. I think that will be lifted. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. And that is right now at 1:21. They're going to go through. Now you have just so we're clear, you have a very heavy police presence at the Warwick campus, right across from Midland Mall, the night campus. And that is, you have Warwick Police, State Police. Now they're going through the building, searching the building. And then, you know what else? I want to see if let me see if we can have, it'd be really helpful. Let me ask him, can you join me live to walk us through what just happened? Okay, let's see. Eric of our command center, he would have experience with this. But folks, what they want to do is right now, they are in Lincoln. And on top of that, they want to make sure that there's nobody else that potentially has a weapon. They want to make sure that they just want to go through and be very clear. Right now, let me find out if he can join us live. So all right, we're going to find out. I think it'd be interesting. They will clear the Warwick campus and the Lincoln campus. Now, right now, no, I understand. I understand. But I think he's going to join us. Okay. Because he's got great insight. Folks, the Road Patrol Command Center is on top of this. And yes, we'll be active tonight. It looks like the weather's going to be dry. All right, let's see if he's going to join us. I'll repeat now at 1:24. And I understand that people are wildly upset about it. Channel 10 is now reporting the suspects in custody. Well, that's good. 30 minutes later. That's all right, folks. Not everyone can be on top of it the way we are. Is there any danger with the Warwick campus? We have no reason to believe there's any danger at the CCRI campus. Let's see if he can. Okay, good. All right, folks, from the Road Patrol Command Center. There we go. All right. We're going to talk to the Road Patrol.
Hello.
There he is. All right. Eric, here's the thing. Now, we're going to go off the information that we have. Both campuses went on lockdown. Warwick right now, and then Lincoln. And what the report is, they have one suspect in custody at CCRI Lincoln. So here's my questions. Right now, what would be going on at both campuses before they're going to lift? Because both CCRI campuses have been shelter in place. What would be going on right now with law enforcement before they're going to lift that the shelter in place is over?
Well, they're going to be taking precautions on everything. And aside from this, is probably just a one incident, not even related to the school. He just happened to run into the building. But as out of an abundance of caution and school histories and shootings and all that's been going on in several locations for the past few years or so, everything is taken to the extreme as far as protection. So the response at the Warwick campus would be intense, but strictly precautionary. And they're going to be doing a sweep of both areas of anything that was reported suspicious. And of course, being on lockdown helps them in their investigation, because if they're paying attention to the lockdown, then anybody else who's walking around could be somebody that they're going to show some interest in.
Let's talk about the Lincoln campus. I would imagine they want to go through all security cameras that show this individual, where they were outside and where their movements were contained inside the building.
That's correct. And they'll also be looking before his locations and what he did before he arrived on the scene, of course, depending on what initiated this whole incident anyway, but where he visited just before he arrived on campus. Who knows what kind of nefarious activity he could have had intentions for, but that would point them in that direction if they're looking at where he stopped before that.
Folks, again, it's Eric at our Road Patrol Command Center. Eric, are you surprised? I mean, my first reaction, and maybe I shouldn't be, I don't know the full layout at Lincoln, but are you surprised to hear that someone was able to penetrate the building with a firearm?
Not really necessarily, because I mean, we're talking about an active campus, right? So
right. Good
probably
point.
Several people are coming in and out of the buildings, and courtesy, you hold the door for somebody. I don't know if there's key card access on all the doors, but I'm sure there's a lot of activity, especially at certain times and class changing and stuff like that. People would have easy access.
That's a good point. When I have actually gone to CCRI Warwick campus, I didn't go through any metal detector. No one stopped me or anything like that. And you're right. It sounds as though something happened at this incident. There's a bus stop right near the campus. A lot of students take the bus to campus. And then this individual was maybe just running in. Could this be something that they could be tied up for several hours this afternoon?
Well, they're certainly going to want to talk to this guy and find out exactly what initiated this whole incident. Like I said, it could have been something completely unrelated to the school he got into, because it sounds like the initial call was an assault with a knife, and then the firearm was recovered. Probably some kind of altercation at the bus stop with somebody, and then he just tried to run away and get to the school. That's likely and hopefully the situation here, because we don't want to think the schools are being targeted.
And one final question. We don't know what happened inside the school. We don't know how. Now, obviously, police were able to apprehend. There is one suspect in custody. He did have a firearm at the CCRI Lincoln campus. At this point, we don't know how that, went down. We don't know if this individual had other weapons. Were they going after someone inside the school? Right now, it sounds like, Eric, this is the preliminary beginning of the investigation.
Right, and once they've deemed the area safe, I think you'll see a news release rather quickly to put everybody's fears at ease, because they know this is a situation that everybody certainly raises their ears to.
One more thing before I let you go. I'm hearing from some people that the school students at CCRI apparently got a text message, both the Lincoln campus and the Warwick campus, saying that they were in a shelter in place. One parent sent me a thing, oh, it scared my daughter. Eric, I mean, as much as that may be a parent's reaction, I think it's remarkable in this day and age that something like this happens, and through technology, instantly all students get a text message saying shelter in place. And I would find that preferable than no one knows what's going on and this individual is running around with a handgun.
Right, and I know the idea is to get it out quickly to as many people as possible, but they should also, my opinion, be considerate of worst case, best case scenario, and a little more information as far as, if an actual incident has occurred, or we're just worried about a specific person. A few lines about, that there is no emergency other than the fact that we have a suspicious person on campus who may have a weapon. But there's nobody's been hurt at that point.
Right.
And anything they can do, a little detail, just to kind of bring it down a little bit when it's not necessary.
All right,
of
folks.
course, if somebody is on campus and firing shots, you got to be blunt, you got to be direct, and
Right.
It is what it is. But
yep. Folks, you're going to hear him tonight, Road Patrol Live. It's Eric from the Road Patrol Command Center. Eric, excellent job as always, and I'll talk to you later tonight.
Thanks, sir. Have a great day.
All right, folks, there it is. Now, he is, to put it mildly, incredible, experienced law enforcement. We did learn a lot there. Now, there's still details that we're trying to determine here, but I want to repeat, and I know that some people, listen, I get it. It's upsetting. I'm seeing some of your messages to people. What's going on? Well, they're trying to figure it out. Here's a message. Who was this person? The police haven't revealed that yet. But what we do know, an armed suspect in custody walking into the Lincoln campus with a firearm. It sounds as though, just as he said, that this started at the bus stop. But I want to use this opportunity right now. And this is so important because there's no, I can't stress this enough at 1:31. And again, we're live on X, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. Find our channel. And then we're also live on AM 1380, 99.9 FM, and on the website, DePietro.com. I want to be very clear. There's no report as of yet that there was any sign, any evidence of shots fired. There is no evidence that that firearm was shot inside CCRI Lincoln campus. We also have no evidence. There's no report or evidence that say it was, quote, and I don't even like using the phrase, but an active shooter. And the only reason I even say that, and I don't like saying it, is because people were sending me messages, active shooter at CCRI. Now, folks, not to split hairs here, but there is a huge difference between what we have come to know, I should say, as an active shooter. There's a huge difference between that and someone who has a weapon. So we don't know if it's a student. We don't know what. It sounds as though something happened. As we said, it started as an assault at the bus stop. There was an initial report that the individual was an assault with a knife. The person fled inside the campus. But to be very clear, this individual, we don't know who it is, male, female, student, anything, but that individual is in custody, and we have not heard in any way it is extended beyond this individual. Now, this is breaking news. It is at 1:33. It is absolutely breaking news, and I want to stay. I want to use this opportunity to check because I do have so many different people that are sources that are contacting me, and some of this stuff I'm going to wait until we get a better understanding. I'm going to withhold some of the things that are being sent to me until we can filter it out. So, and I get that people it is that people are very, very upset. I have so the Lincoln campus is the Flanagan campus, and you have I'm not that familiar with it. I mean, I'm somewhat familiar with the campus, but it's right off of Olisquisset Pike, and then you do have, and I can see it. I believe there's the bus stop right there, so you can see Lincoln campus bus stop. It obviously it's right there, and so whatever happened at that bus stop, it's very possible. It sounds as though the individual was then ran or chased. Okay, and it's right at the entrance. In the all right, as the picture I'm looking at, there's actually even a bus right there where the people go in. It's the Flanagan campus. It's all true. That is true. Were they on lockdown? Yes. Um, the outside circle, you then have to make your way in towards where the main building is because there's parking lots on both sides. So now we don't know how that came about. We don't know how that came about. But and I realize individuals are contacting me about whether or not I'm going to hold off. I mean, I am being sent some pictures and video, but we want to authenticate them, folks. We've come this far, and everybody's in a panic. I think the most important thing, information we can get out to you right for those that are tuning at 1:36 on this Thursday is let's go through what we know. We know both CCRI, Lincoln campus, and Warwick campus went on lockdown. Someone just sent me a message. Well, something happened to Warwick because I saw the police. Listen, they went there out of precaution. They went there out of precaution. Yes, there was a police presence at Warwick. We have no reason to believe there was any active threat at the Warwick campus. This seems confined to the CCRI Lincoln campus. And from what we are led to believe, there was an incident at the bus stop at the CCRI Lincoln campus. The individual, seemingly, that was involved with the incident, I believe it was an assault at the bus stop, went into the CCRI building. Now, I believe witnesses believe that the individual was possession of a sharp object. As a result of that, someone else or somehow police learned that this individual also was in possession of a firearm. But what you need to know right now at 1:37 on this Thursday is the individual that got into CCRI's Lincoln campus, that the individual that they were going after, that individual is in police custody. So, and I can see the messages. If this is true, why is Warwick still on lockdown? I believe, as Eric just pointed out, it's really out of precaution, just to make sure, as he laid it out, that they want to make sure that do a sweep, make sure it's all clear. The Warwick campus, I can't stress this enough. And folks, this is where, well, everyone that is watching right now, be the voice of reason, put out accurate information. The Warwick cameras showed nothing. Seems like this was confined to the Lincoln, CCRI Lincoln campus. And the Rhode Island State Police, they do have a suspect in custody who was in possession of a handgun. So the police units immediately started going through CCRI. And it was the Lincoln CCRI campus and staff. They're the ones that were requesting assistance from the police for an assault with a knife at the bus stop. So you had Lincoln and state police go in. Now, I just received a message, someone I know from the Rhode Island State Police that let me know. Just wanted to make sure I had that the person was in custody. Thank you. Suspect ran into the building, and so then they started searching the building. So now 139, folks. Again, I get it. It is, what happened? What's going on? Certainly any student, professor, anyone that is involved with the CCRI Lincoln campus, I'm sure there's going to be questions about protocol, security. I know the Warwick campus, as I think of it, it is, Eric was right. College campuses, they are open. College campuses by design are open. It's not like a high school. It's not like a grammar school. College campuses are open, whether it's URI or Rhode Island College or CCRI, or for that matter, Brown. Now, Bryant is different because you have to go through security to get there. But somehow this individual, maybe it's time for CCRI to relook at their security measures that they have in place. I don't know. But at 1:40, and we are live on this Thursday, March 6th. I know it sounds redundant, but I can't stress enough. There was a shelter in place. Rumors started to take off. It was seemingly confined to the Lincoln campus. And there is a suspect that the Rhode Island State Police with Lincoln Police that they were able to apprehend, who ran into the building after some kind of an incident at the bus stop and was in possession of a firearm. By the way, we also don't know if it was a loaded firearm. So, and we don't know if they had other weapons and so forth. Now, I want to stay on schedule just a little bit. Folks, we'll have more on this on the website later. Don't forget DePietro.com, brought to you by the Cohasset Inn, 226 Cohasset Avenue, West Warwick. Lunch, dinner, drinks in the lounge waiting for you at the Cohasset Inn. A great meal is waiting for you. Also, this portion of our program is brought to you by, remember, J&B Plumbing. You need a good plumber? Call J&B Plumbing today, 401-743-9153. The Dream Team, Jimmy and Tommy at J&B Plumbing. If you're listening or watching right now and you need a good plumber, call J&B Plumbing, 401-743-9153. Now, again, repeating at 1:42 on this Thursday, the breaking news. CCRI campuses of Warwick and Lincoln went into shelter-in-place, lockdown. As a result of that, it's all because of seemingly an incident where an individual, okay, someone's telling me the individual's suspect in custody. Heavy police presence was also observed at the Warwick campus. Possible suspect with a gun. Okay, so you do have, and I get that, folks. I get that. I think I want to say this to some of the parents. This is a good time to be parents. This is a good time to me, the system worked exactly as it should work. If you're a parent upset that your child, that a student received a text message saying that the campus was on lockdown, there's supposed to be a young adult. CCRI alert, lockdown at the Warwick campus, based on location, decide to run, hide, or fight, seek shelter, turn off lights, silence your cell phone. Lincoln campus, then it switched to that only. Possible suspect with gun. Other campuses not impacted. So I think I'm going to give credit to the people at CCRI, because the first alert, lockdown at the Warwick campus, the second one was more specific. The alert that went out, possible suspect with gun at Lincoln, that I'm going to say that I think that the system they have, now they're going to decide whether or not after this, if it worked as it should. But I would say that for the most part, it seemed to work, Lincoln campus, shelter in place, office, classroom, other safe places, closed doors, windows, do not leave campus. Wait for additional info. I think in a moment's notice, look how effectively that information went out. Now, I'm not going to get into some of these people. I won't mention any names, Amber. Active shooter at CCRI? No. No, that was not the case. And I know that people just start to go off. Possible suspect with a gun. All right, I get that. I know that that's alarming. It is, of course, it's alarming. I'm not saying it's not. But what we know and we've learned is the individual is in custody, and it was only it's only the Lincoln campus that this was going on in the first place. So again, I know it's redundant, folks. I just feel in something like this, I know what it's like, by the way, to be seeking information. And you don't want to hear someone just go off on something else. So I'll be at 1:45. Again, 1:45. It's Thursday, March 6th. CCRI Lincoln Warwick campus went into lockdown, went into shelter in place. It's only the Lincoln campus that had an incident. It sounds like CCRI, as I've said, they have several campuses. Newport, obviously Warwick, but also Newport in downtown Providence, as a matter of fact. But it was just the Lincoln campus impacted. There was some incident that happened seemingly at the bus stop. The individual made their way, I don't know, male, female, into the CCRI Lincoln campus building, but they have been apprehended, and they were in possession of a firearm. So that did happen. But right now, the most important thing you should know, to me, the situation worked exactly as it should. Students were notified, people were notified, police jumped into action, they took swift action. By all accounts, to me, the system worked pretty effectively. We'll learn later if they need to revise their security precautions. But I don't know, it's tough. College campuses are open. Here it is, it's March, and this is the first time we've had anything like this in a while. URI is open. Kids can just walk into different buildings. You haven't heard about anything like that. By the way, folks, not to panic people here, but there could be people daily walking into buildings at pick a college campus with weapons, and they're just not screened in that manner. I don't know. I think it's one thing for a high school or a junior high or a grammar school. You have one entrance, and you have to go through that entrance. That's one thing to have a metal detector. They have to be buzzed in and everything else. College campuses, that would be a tough one. That would be a little more difficult. Folks, it would be a lot more challenging. Folks, this portion of the program is brought to you by Kids Club on the Pike. Now remember, birthday party venue, available for private rental entire facility. Birthday parties, other events, Kids Club on the Pike, right off of 295, right on the Cranston-Johnston line on Plainfield Pike. Call Kristen at 401-443-5336. They provide transportation before and after care for school-age children, ages 5 through 12, half and full day program for preschool children. Kids Club on the Pike. Perfect. Contact them. They have several locations, as a matter of fact. 401-443-5336 for Kids Club on the Pike. Well, listen, that is certainly the breaking news of the day. If we had had a little more time, I would have then, obviously, if this had happened a little bit earlier, we would have made our way to the Lincoln campus. But I was actually on my way almost to the Warwick campus, and then I'm glad we didn't go because the Warwick campus, it sounds like it was a false alarm. I want to stay on schedule. Folks, this portion of our program is brought to you by Modern Mechanical. Call them. Now remember, Modern Mechanical, They do central air conditioning installation. They do central air conditioning repair and maintenance. They do ductless air conditioning repair and maintenance, modern mechanical, boiler repair and maintenance, furnace repair and maintenance, heater repair and maintenance, modern mechanical. Call them. Call Richard and his crew, 401 441 5442. It's really simple. On this Thursday, if you're having a problem with your boiler, whether you're listening or watching, boiler, home, residential, commercial, furnace, heater, or maybe it is for central air, modern mechanical. You want it working as effectively as possible. Call them 401 441 5442 for modern mechanical. I believe on this Thursday, the Rhode Island State Police and the Lincoln Police are to be commended. Folks, this is another example. The number of people, the progressives, I don't want to turn this political, but the people that, this whole business of we don't want police in the schools and get the kids out of the schools, and this anti-law enforcement attitude that has really become the signature of the Democrat Party. I disagree with it. I'm looking right now. Traffic resumes into CCRI Lincoln campus. Students starting to trickle out after the lockdown situation. One suspect is in custody, and they're going to wait for details on the incident. So that is where things stand. Now, as you can imagine, they still have a big presence at CCRI, but I want to repeat the news 150 on this Thursday. Yes, there was an incident. It's true. But to me, I think the Rhode Island State Police, and I want to use this opportunity to praise them, and Lincoln Police Department, I think, they reacted as effectively as possible in a very difficult situation where you had someone that was able to penetrate the CCRI Lincoln campus with a firearm. We don't know what was the nature of why they had one, why they ran in there. Unknown. It sounds like there was some incident, as I said earlier, at the bus stop. But I would say, number one, I think the shelter in place worked effectively. Number two, really quick response by law enforcement. Now, I'm also hearing, by the way, now this is unconfirmed, but a member of Lincoln Police who I communicate with, who's also actually, he and his family, big listeners to the program, they listen on the radio, but that some of the students there were helpful to law enforcement in locating the suspect. See, I think that's exactly how it should work. And those young people are to be commended. So this whole notion of the Democrat Party that you don't work with police, that they disrespect police, the anti-police sentiment of today's Democrat Party, where they're always just giving police a hard time. Either, the police are always the bad guys, the police are under attack, telling their different police departments, don't cooperate with ICE, all of that. So I don't know. Whoever these students are at CCRI, they were raised properly, and their parents should feel good about that. I'm not going to use the word hero, but it would be a much worse situation if you had an incident like this, and as the police are running in, if, this whole element of like, don't snitch, and no one says anything, or people start mouthing off to police. What I'm led to believe is that's not what happened. That several of the students were, in fact, helpful, even if, let me read this, even if it was to tell a professor at CCRI what they knew. I think that's a win. That's a positive. Those students should be commended. That is what you, by the way, that is what you do in an emergency situation. They're not snitches. They didn't treat police as the bad guy. They potentially save lives. This notion of the Democrat Party to continue to disrespect law enforcement, when does it end? How did it go so off kilter that they're so disrespectful and just nasty to law enforcement. I don't understand it. So, and I won't get into, we'll do another time. Rachel Maddow, it's disgusting. That kid was highlighted. Imagine all the things he could be, and he wants to be a cop. There's something wrong with those individuals. But let's stay on schedule here, folks. This portion of our program is brought to you by Quality Asphalt Seal Coating. Call Corey now that all the ice and melt are going away. Snow, can we say ice? Ice, snow, it's all melting. Quality Asphalt Seal Coating, 401-283-9815. They'll seal coat driveways and parking lots. They offer crack filling, pothole repairs, line striping. They make your pavement look like new. Now listen, here's the good news. Free quote. Free quote. It's Quality Asphalt Seal Coating. They'll do sport court resurfacing, pickleball, tennis, basketball. They epoxy garages, patios, decorative concrete flooring. They make your pavement look like new. And they can fix those potholes. Quality Asphalt Seal Coating. Call Corey. Free estimate, 401-283-9815. Quality Asphalt Seal Coating. Now, folks, for everyone that is watching on this Thursday, first of all, thank you for the stars, everybody. This is what it's about. This is being live during this time and giving you real news. Now, if I had my way, obviously, I would have preferred to be at the Lincoln campus. It logistically just wasn't going to work out that way. And then if I'm traveling there, I also can't give you accurate information. If you're watching right now on X, make sure you follow our account there. If you're watching right now on Facebook, make sure you follow the page. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure, excuse me, you follow our YouTube page. Again, I don't want to sign off without the latest information. And it sounds as though, let me just double check this, that things are starting to, at least if they're letting students trickle out, because in a lockdown, the students have to stay right there. And by the way, many of the parents, I'm already hearing this now. This is from a member of state police. Please tell these parents stop arriving here. Folks, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. If you're a parent, you hear about this. You're not helping by showing up at the CCRI Lincoln campus or Aurora campus. You're supposed to be setting an example for your children. That's not how it works. Well, it's my kid. Well, if you do it, then everyone starts to do it, and everyone can't do it. Now you're just adding more people into the equation. If you are right now on your way, you don't do that. There's always these people that they disregard. They know they're not supposed to do that. That doesn't come into play. They ignore it, and they do it anyway. You're not supposed to do that. You're not helping the situation. It is true. Maybe your child attends there. A lot of people have children there. Well, I was frightened. I can understand that. But the best thing you could do is remain calm. Have your child remain calm. And look at right now, it sounds as though they have the person. There were no shots fired, and the individual is in custody. But these people, you have to stop this knee-jerk reaction where people just go to pieces and start showing up. You're not helping the situation. Folks, this portion of the program is brought to you by Arch Design Builders. Call them. Free quote, free estimate. Let's have a meeting. 401-207-4124. Arch Design Builders. Maybe it's a new kitchen. Maybe it's a new bathroom. Maybe it's a basement, deck, special project. Arch Design Builders. You're going to learn, as I call it, the arch difference. Let's set up that meeting with Ed and Roxanne. Let's show them the space. Free estimate. Arch Design Builders. 401-218-9707. 401-218-9707. Arch Design Builders. Well, folks, at 1:58, we will have more later. I understand. I want to repeat right now at 1:58 to repeat the breaking news. CCRI, Lincoln, and Warwick campuses went into lockdown. There was an incident apparently at the Lincoln campus at the bus stop. From what we understand, an individual involved with that ran into the CCRI Lincoln campus. The person was in possession of a firearm. The person is now in police custody. We have no indication there were any shots fired. We have no indication there were any injuries. And it sounds like students are being let out of class and things are returning to normal. Stay tuned. We'll have more later. We'll have more later on Road Patrol Live. But again, repeating, the suspect of the CCRI Lincoln campus, good job, State Police, goodbye, Lincoln Police, is in custody. If you're listening to the radio, stay tuned for the 2 o'clock news. Everybody else, we'll see you later on Road Patrol Live.